direct method. So in this direct method, you will be given with one regular expression, and we have to convert this into DFA. Okay. So some of the important points what we have to take here is, first of all, before going to learn the algorithm, we have to take some of the components, or we can say we have to find out some of the values, right? When you are creating this, when you're using this RE2 direct DFA program algorithm, you have to take the regular expression and represent that in a form of a tree, right? So that means when you're creating a tree, as we did for RE2 NFA Thompson's constructions, we have decomposed that regular expression. No? In the same way, here also we have to do that. But before going to create the tree, we have to add one hash at the end of that regular expression. So that regular expression will be like this. If you are having the regular expression R equal to ARB slash star ABB, okay, the same expression what we have discussed for RE to NFA is used here. Here, when you are in the input is given to you, you have to augment the grammar, augment the regular expression. This augment grammar you might have studied in POC. Similarly, here we have to do augmented regular expression. Augmentation is nothing but we are going to add some extra values there. The regular expression will be appended with hash symbol. Hash symbol is used to tell the end of that expression. Okay, so when you are creating this augmented regular expression, it will be like this. This is the step one. Now you have to construct a tree. So the construction of tree is nothing but you have to decompose it. Let us take the question is A R B the whole star A B B. Okay, this is what given. Now we have to divide into two components, and again this will be divided into A B B, and here also we are going to divide it into two. One is A and one is B, and the operator what we are going to use is slash, right? Or operator. So we are creating a tree like this. First of all, let's start with the last unit, right? As we have augmented with hash, first let us divide this into two. Hash will be coming here, and this will be the topmost. This will be divided in like this, and again B will be removed, and then next B. That means we are removing this first component, first this hash component, and make this as a right child of this tree. And in the left hand side, you will be having the complete component. What is the complete component here? ARB whole star into ABB. Okay. And when you are taking this level, this B is removed now. So this will not be here. And only this one is there. But when you are taking this one, actually this B will be present in this one. Okay. So ARB whole star ABB with hash is there. Hash is moving to the right hand side, and in the left hand side we are having ARB star ABB. That is in this left hand side. The top of that we are having like this, right? Now this B is removed, and it will be like a right child of this tree. And in the left hand side we will be having the remaining component ARB star AB only. Okay. Now this is in the top of this this branch, right? Now this B will be divided, and now we are having ARB star A alone in the left hand side and B in the right hand side. Okay, so this one is having ARB star A. Now the last element A will be moved to the right hand side, and in the left hand side you are having ARB whole star alone. Okay, the next operator is star. So let us take star as here. These are all concatenation, right? We are doing concatenation only now. So these are known as cat nodes, right? And here this one is closure operator, and in this closure operator will be taken as the top node, top of this branch. See here, in all these things we are having the operator, right? Cat operator is used, and we are combining the left hand side value with the right hand side value to make the regular expression for the particular root of this branch. Okay, everything is like a branch, no? So in this branch, ARB star is the value and star is the operator. Now once again, this is not going to, this is, we cannot split it into two. It's having only one child, and that child is, sorry, and that child is only one value, right? We cannot divide this into two values, so let it be as A or B as a whole unit, right? Now again, is there any possibility to split this component? Yes, we can do. The operator is R operator, so we can have R as a your branch node, and A will be the left component and B will be the right component. Is there any doubt in constructing this tree, students? If you have any doubts, you can stop me, right? Okay. Have no doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Next, we have to take, these are all, make sure all the operators are present in the top of each of this branch, right? Or you can tell that these are all intermediate nodes and this is your root node for this tree. And when you take the leaf nodes, these leaf nodes are going to have your symbols in the regular expression, right? A, B, are all symbols present in your regular expression. So from this left hand side, the bottommost leaf node we have to take. Left hand side, we are having A. Let us name it as 1, 2, and then here we don't have right child, and then we will come to this one, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this. We have to number the symbols. Okay, we have given the numbers here. So when you are taking this A R B star A B B hash, we can give numbers like this for all the input symbols. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The same thing we can number here. Okay, first we will create this. After creating this, we have to see first position, last position, as well as follow position. 3 things we have to find out. Okay, so after finding these 3 positions, we can move on to constructing DFA, right? So let us see how to compute first position and last position. Yeah, these are the rules for computing first position, last position, and one more thing, null label is also there. I will show you how to create this, right? If you are taking a number node, right? We have given number for each of the symbols, no? So let us take the first leaf, right? If the leaf is labeled as epsilon, that means you may have epsilon in your regular expression. In case if your leaf is epsilon, then you can tell that nullable, there is a chance to have a null string for the particular input symbol, right? So we can give nullable for that symbol as true, right? If you are having epsilon, there is a chance to have null string, so nullable is true for this epsilon. And first position of any, do you have any symbols in this epsilon? Will it generate any string using this epsilon? No, it will not generate. So there will not be any first position, as well as there will not be any last position. So if I have a regular expression with epsilon, I can tell nullable is true and first position is empty and last position is empty because it is going to be an empty string. Okay. Now, if your leaf is labeled with position I means I am giving number 1, 2, 3 now. For example, if I am having a regular expression A, only one expression, expression is having only one symbol A, right? Let me number this as 1. Okay. If this is going to be your tree in the tree, how will you create? We have to augment with hash, and then here you will create like this. Hash will be in the right hand side, A will be in the left hand side. We cannot divide it further, and we will number this as 1 and this as 2. Okay. Now, if any leaf is labeled with position I, then we have to see, will it generate to any empty string? Will this A generate empty string? It will always generate. If you decompose this complete regular expression, we are taking this A, that particular A alone, that symbol alone, and will that regular expression generate nullable, or will it generate null string? No, it won't generate null string. So we can take nullable of A as false. Okay, and first position of I is the same value itself. Okay, when you generate string using this regular expression, for all the strings, the first character will be A, right? And also the last character is also A only for all the strings which is generated by this regular expression. So in the string, the first position is I only. That means instead of writing A, I am giving the number here. Okay, always it is A, and the last position is also the same number 1. That means the same symbol A. Any doubt? Can you get this point? If you have a single expression A that will be present in any one of the leaf nodes in that root in the tree, and for that regular expression it will not generate empty string, so null string is false. And for all the strings which is generated by this regular expression, first position is A, so I am giving that corresponding number I. And similarly the last position is also A, so I am giving the last position of A as I. Any doubt? Shall we move to the next one? Now, let us take a regular expression of this form, A or B. What are the strings generated by this A or B? A, you have studied.
A or B, right?
Ah.
Yes.
So the answer is either A or B.
A or B or, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let us take the first string. What is the first character in this string? What is the first character in this string?
A.
A. So the first position, if you are having R operator with C1 or C2 here in the left and right side of this operator, and in all these strings, you can see the first position is either the first position of C1. Am I right? First position of C1 means first position of C1 is single character A. So either it will be A,
Yes,
or according to the second string, there is a chance to be B as the first string, first character, right? First position character. So it will be B. Clear?
yes,
Right? Right. Actually, we have given this as first position of C1 or first position of C2. Right? So I am replacing this by first position of A. Again, we have to come to this formula. The second one, we are telling that the nullable is false, and first position of C1 is the same number, right? And first position of B is also the same number. That means A and B, the corresponding number we have to give. Okay. So in the string, what is the last position? Last position character?
B.
Same A now, right? Similarly, what is the last position of this character? For the string, what is the last character?
B.
B only. So the last position of A or last position of B is going to be the last position for this expression. Okay. Let me repeat with one more example so that you can easily tell me what is if I'm having expression like this. Okay. For R operator, first position of this one, how will you write? What is the first position of this regular expression? What are the strings generated by this? AB or CD? Yes, either this one or this one will be generated. Okay. In this string, what is the first position? What is the first character of the string, ma'am?
A.
A. That means first position of AB. The whole component is taken as C1. This whole component is taken as C2. So first position of C1 or first position of C2 will be the first position of this regular expression. Or you can say for all the strings generated using this OR operator with C1 and C2 as left and right arguments or left and right symbols, then the first position will be having either the characters present in first position of C1 symbol or C1 expressions, and or it will be the first position of C2 expression. Okay, so what is the answer for this one? What will you get it here? Either it may be A or it may be C, right? Am I right? This is the first question, A or C. Okay, what is last question?
B and D.
B and D. That means last position of C1. C1 is AB, no? So last position of AB is B. Last position of CD is D. So either last character of the C1 expression or last character of the C2 expression will be the last position of this particular expression. Clear? Right. Now, nullable. Will it generate null string? Will it generate null string? What does it mean? A or B or C1 or C2 means what does it mean? Any one of them will be chosen, right? The other one will not be chosen, right? So either C1 will be nullable or C2 will be nullable. Okay. When you are choosing C2, nullable of C1 is 2, right? When you are choosing C1, nullable of C2 will be false, right? Or this is one condition. Another one is in case if you are having an expression like A or B, sorry, if I am having the expression as A or epsilon, will it generate null string? Will it generate null string, ma? What are the strings generated by this regular expression? Either A or epsilon, right? So in case C2 is epsilon, then it will generate null string. So the whole expression will generate empty string if the right hand side expression is nullable or if it is having epsilon. Similarly, if I have epsilon or C, then it will generate the strings generated by right hand side, and the string generated by the left hand side is empty string, right? Yes or no? Nullable
Yes,
tells you
ma'am.
whether the complete expression is generating empty string or null string, right? So there is a chance to generate null string in case if the left hand side is having null string, the whole string is empty, epsilon, right? Or the whole C1 is generating null string, or the right hand side nullable of C2 is true. In that case, you can tell that this complete expression will also generate empty string. Okay. Now let's move to next one, concatenation, right? Right. If I have an expression like this, A dot B, right? There are two expressions I am having which is concatenated by C1 dot, right? So let this be C1 and this be C2. What are the strings generated by this? What are the strings generated by this, ma? One
A and B, ma'am.
AB combined. This is a string generated by this, right? If I'm having two expressions like this, AB dot CD, in this one, the string which is generated by this is ABCD combined one. So if I take the first expression, let us take the first one, simple one. If I have A dot B as my regular expression with concatenation note here, what is the first position or first character of the string? Always it will be the first position of C1. right? What is the first character present here? A. The same thing will be generated here. Okay. So we can tell it will generate first position of C1. Okay. In case, when will you get B as your first position? If the C1 is having epsilon and B. If it is like this, what will happen? What will be the string generated by this? This is empty string. So it will generate only B, right? So in case if that C1 is nullable, at that time there is a chance to take first position of C2 also. Okay. So we have to give this condition. If C1 is nullable, then we have to take OR operator of first position of C1, or automatically it will give empty string, or it will be giving first position of C2. Okay. Otherwise, if it is not nullable, if you are having A dot B, then always A will be the first position of string generated by this expression. So in all the other cases, first position of C1 is going to be the first position of this regular expression. Any doubt? Okay. Now, one and zero are input symbols, right? So this is according to cat node, right? It's having cat node, and this is C1 and this is C2. What is first position of this expression?
0 and 1.
First position means first character alone you have to tell.
0, ma'am.
Always 0. That means first position of this regular expression is first position of C1, which is first position of 0, 1 is 0. Okay, right. In case, what is the last position of this expression?
1.
Again, last position of C2 we have to take. Last position of this regular expression is last position of C2. That is C2 is 1, 0. Here the last position is 0. So the answer is 0. Okay. Can anyone answer this one? If I am having the expression epsilon r AB. Sorry, epsilon dot AB. I am having dot operator, concatenation operator. So what is first position of this regular expression? When you are telling first position, we have to consider all the possible strings generated by this. Yes. What are the strings generated by this?
AB, ma'am.
AB will be generated, as well as only AB will be generated, right? So, in the case, if the C1 is nullable, then it will be first position of C1 is empty only, right? Union first position of C2. So it will take first position of C2 is first position of AB, which will be A. Okay. So we are taking first position of AB is A. Clear with this? And what is the last position of this? B only. Last position of C2 we have to take, it is B only. Right? And if I am having A, B or epsilon. So what is the last position? AB dot epsilon. What is last position of this?
B, ma'am.
B. Even though we are having C2, but this C2 is nullable. So we are considering last position of C1, which is B. Okay. So these are all about concatenation node. The next operator star closure we have to take, right? So when you are taking closure, actually what does it mean? It will generate 0 or more occurrence of the same string, right? So if I take A star, what are the strings generated by this? It will generate epsilon empty string or A, like that. It keeps on going, right? So there is a chance to have a null string. So nullable is true. Okay. What is the first position or first character in all the strings generated? It's same as first position of C1, right? So first position of C1. In this case, in this place, there is a chance to have epsilon, right? So what we are assuming here is we are considering one or more occurrence. In the case, if it is 0 occurrence, means it will be empty. First position of C1 will be empty, right? Right. What is the last position of C1? The last position of C1 is same, right? A will be coming. If I am having an expression like this, A epsilon star, what should I do? I have to use both the rules. Star rules I have to use as well as this dot node, because this is dot concatenation node, no? So I have to use these two rules. Clear with this? Any doubt? It's very simple. We are just finding first position and last position. That means first character and the last character, which is in all the strings generated by the particular regular expression.